Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I've been walking for a little while and I wasn't going to film, but I don't know, I had a couple things I was going to mention, so I figured we'll go ahead. I know it's not for everybody, but some had let me know they enjoyed it. Sorry, I'm looking to see if that was a frog. No, it's a rock. There's all these little pretty river rocks here for some reason. But I tried to go walk a couple days ago again, and it was still too hot. My way to where I was, towards where I was walking was fine, but on the way back, the sun was hitting me like on my face, and boy, that sure did get to me real quick. Hey, that bicycle was still there I saw that last time. I wonder if it's stolen or something. But sometimes I'll go to the park, or sometimes if I want to walk a neighborhood, I'll go different directions, do whatever I'm kind of feeling like. But yeah, this time I decided to wait till it was much later than I normally do. So it's not bad right now. I mean, it's muggy, don't get me wrong, but it's walkable to where I should be able to make it home versus the last times. Sorry, I know that was loud. And I did want to say I do appreciate any love and support I did get on the vlog I just did last time, where I did the gumbo. So thank you so very much. I appreciate that. So one question I got was like the gumbo recipe. And again, I did not do anything fancy. I did as quick, easy, and cheap as possible. But I figured since it's already made, I'll just tell you what I did. So I got some boneless, skinless chicken wings and boiled those until they were done and shredded it. I took the turkey sausage and put it in the air fryer until it was done, and then chopped that up and cooked the rice separately. And then I kept the broth from my chicken and put it into the main pan, and added more water to my desired what I wanted, because like I said, I do really like extra juice, so just depending on how much you want to add. And then that packet of the seasoning I showed you, and so that packet is an affordable one because some can get a bit more pricey. I'm trying to figure out what that noise, there's a beeping noise. Okay, because I figured y'all was gonna be able to hear it, but you probably can. But yeah, that packet is affordable, and it will do an entire pot. So if you were to add like less water or less broth, you probably wouldn't even need the whole thing. Just go by your taste. And so now usually when I make it, I'll put the rice in there with it, the chicken, the seasoning, the broth, the water, and the sausage. This time I did them separately. Now the reason I usually put it together is because the other way to do it, sorry, I heard something. That was weird. Okay, sorry guys. So, is because most of the time, like, they do it separately, but then all the goodies get eaten more so than the rice, so you're left with all this extra rice. So I learned early on to mix it together. But this time I didn't. I did them separately, and of course I did the brown rice, and for the family I just did the white rice. The reason I do that is just because I had it on hand, and most of them don't really care for brown rice, and not necessarily that I do either, but I'm working on myself, you know. And so I think I figured out what that noise is. I think it's possibly somebody's house alarm, because I see a red light going off. Anyway, so I just ended up doing mine separate. Okay, so on that, one of our friends had shared some really good information with me, so I'm gonna wait and see if it's okay for me to pin it, because I could never tell you all of it, but it's just like some good health information. So if I get that okay, I'm gonna pin it in that last video that I did the gumbo, so that you guys can read it. It's very interesting, because, you know, I know most things that we have are not gonna be necessarily healthy for us or good for us. At this point, you're just trying to make it, right, and enjoy life. So anything that I say may not necessarily be helpful or a healthy alternative or anything. So, you know, research is good, and I know you can get all kinds of information, but I just don't want to give any false information or say that I know the way to do it, because this does not. And always learning something and figuring other things out. Keep having to pause because of traffic. I see some lightning bugs off and on in there, so if I catch them, I'll show you. But so we were talking about the sugar, how I'm addicted to sugar, and of course I like to have some kind of a dessert. So I love my ice cream, and so I have recently, one of the things I've been doing, again, I'm not saying that's healthy either, is taking like a banana, cutting it up, and then using some sugar-free caramel syrup, putting that on the top, and then getting one, so like when you get a whole graham cracker, like half it, and crumble that into it. And then, I know guys, I know I'm making it not healthy, but just a little bit, you know, just to at least make you have that feeling of you really have a dessert. And then getting, I've been using like the sugar-free whipped cream, and put a little bit of that on top of it, and oh my gosh, it makes me feel like I'm eating something like super, super, super bad. Even though it is bad, it's, I guess, better than ice cream. I don't know, maybe it's not. But it is really good. So that's an option if you ever wanted to try it. Because I'm not even a big banana person, but with all that stuff, it's super good. Now, I've talked before about the guacamole cups or avocado cups. So the avocado ones I've tried, I don't like them. They taste different. They're definitely not like a fresh avocado, and neither is the little cups of like guacamole, but I prefer it over the guacamole over the avocado cups. So I really prefer fresh avocado, but sorry, I'm trying to explain it too much, but I enjoy guacamole, but again, because I will overindulge, I've been, well, typically I do chips with it to eat it, and I'm going to tell you right now, they're small cups, you don't get much, but at least you know how much you're getting. So instead of the chips, regular chips lately, I've been doing, I talked about getting the baked snack packs. So they have a plain chip in there, like a, I guess, potato chip, baked potato chip, and so I've been using that instead. So hopefully it's a pinch better than the regular, maybe not, but, and then that way, instead of me overindulging, I'm at least getting that without going overboard. or I'll put it on my wraps, or on the side with something. One day I did cut up some strawberries with sugar-free chocolate syrup and some of that whipped cream, sugar-free whipped cream, and that was really good. I do, if I want chocolate, I have some semi-sweet ones, so if I wanted to add a little of that, I could, but haven't really done that except one time. I'm super out of breath now. I did good until a while ago. Goodness. So I'm trying to hurry though, because I don't want to be like in the dark. And I used to, when I was regularly walking, I could walk super fast. And anybody that was with me would have trouble keeping up. Now, since I hadn't been, goodness, I have really slowed down a lot. However, that's okay, friends. As long as you're trying and you're doing something, that's better than nothing, okay? So don't give up. If you're on the same journey, keep going. We got this. And we are worth it. You probably can't even hear what I'm saying with all my heavy breathing. I apologize. Without the traffic, it's peaceful because you can hear the locusts. And our locusts get super loud here. I thought I was going to have to start running for my life because I thought this dog was coming for me. But he's just out there playing with his family. But I love dogs. But, you know, sometimes you do got to be careful. And somebody I know, they have like a thing they got off Amazon. I don't have one, but where they, oh, the sky looks so pretty over that way. But y'all won't be able to see it because of the trees. But, basically it makes this really high-pitched noise that scares them off, and apparently it works. So I don't have one, but I should probably get one. I wouldn't want to need to use it, but you know, if you have to, you have to. I mean, it doesn't hurt them, it's just a sound thing. So when does everybody's area start school back? So I'm glad, honestly, to be done with that phase of my life, just because there was a lot when mine were going, but every year it would get earlier and earlier. So I'm curious as to when yours start back, or your area. I always hated that time of year because, for one, you're trying to get all the supplies and clothes if you could afford anything, you know. And then the classes would, oh look, I'm gonna show you the sky. Hold on. That's not showing up on camera the way I see it. It's so beautiful. But sorry guys, I'm listening to the sounds. Yeah, the classes would end up, they'd want you to send, okay, so say 3 Kleenexes. Well, long story short, basically they wanted extra supplies for others. I understand that. They do have like, I don't know, what do you call it? Like back to school supply help. And, you know, but they would want you to send extra. And that just added up, and it was a lot. And now thinking back, I did for a little bit because I felt like I had to, but gosh, it's just too expensive. Because we also would have, like, we'd also have during the summer Father's Day and 3 birthdays plus school. So I had gotten to where I stopped doing that. So do y'all do that there? Do they ask y'all for extra? So anyway, I forgot what I was trying to say. I just remembered. Okay. But I hated that time of year too because I didn't like my kids being at home. I didn't like them having to be away. Now I'm not saying sis didn't need a break sometimes, but when your kids are with you, you know they're safe and all that. So I just prefer them being at home. That is all. Look at this guy there. But oh, it's so pretty. There's some pink, but it's turning up orange on camera. But the other day, I had thankfully brought a bottle of water with me. Typically I don't, because I didn't really have the space for it, but I've decided sis is carrying a little pouch to keep things in. I don't care. I'm just gonna have to look like grandma. I don't, whatever. And I was able to fit it in there, and thankfully so, because I ended up needing to sit on the curb to try to cool off for a minute in the shade. And I had that water with me, and I think that water did help. I don't know, not necessarily that it would cool me off. I don't know why, but it did seem like it helped some. And then I was like, felt like, okay, maybe I can make it home now. It's ridiculous. I'm always messing myself up. Not intentionally, but again, like I said, I was fine on the way to where I was walking to, but the way back, So, I would highly suggest carry whatever you got to, a pouch or bag or something with you, with anything you may need, especially some water. So I'm just keeping the phone on so you guys can see the sky. But again, y'all can't see it the way I see it. I wish you could. Look at it right there. And now it does look orange in person there. It's cool looking. Okay, ladies, I have to ask anybody that's is or ever has been perimenopausal. I'm glad they at least have a word for it, just because ladies do feel like different crap through their years, but and sometimes you feel like, well, there's no reason or there's no word to it, but there really is a reason. So I'm just saying, perimenopausal. At what point, because you know they talk about hot flashes and stuff, at what point did you start having that? So I've been, I would say since over the past at least 6 months for sure. I've been getting hotter, and especially nighttime, and I've heard that's a thing. Now, I know my medicine can actually, one of my medicines can cause that. Could be from that, but I definitely, like if I'm drink something hot, like my coffee, or eat something hot, it'll come on suddenly, like I'm so hot, and then I get that lady irritated, you know? So I don't know if that's what is considered as a hot flash, or just, you're just hot. At what point did that start for you, and does it just keep staying? Because it's annoying. And there's really not much you can do about it. And I'll tell you what I do is, when I'm having that, I will literally be like, real loud in the house. I'm like, oh my God, I'm hot flashing. That way everybody knows, let's just don't mess with her. Let's just let her be and don't say anything. You know, sometimes the sky just looks like a painting. I kind of consider it to be a painting. It's like God's painting. And I've read something before, but I can't tell you where it's at. But it was a part of a scripture that said, I paint the morning skies with with miracles in mind. I paint the morning skies with miracles in mind. And so it always makes me think differently. Just like, I don't know, just like makes me feel more so like that's exactly what it is. And I don't know if I did a long time ago, shared my cotton candy story with you guys, but I know I have new people that probably haven't heard it. So let me tell you, friends, when I was in kindergarten, our teachers lied to us and have ruined our lives because they told us when you see pink clouds, you'll get pink cotton candy. And they gave us some pink cotton candy on this particular day. I don't know, must have been Pink Sky Day. I have no idea. But they said that. So after that, I expected that I'm going to be getting some cotton candy anytime there's pink clouds. And you know what? No, you don't. You do not get any pink cotton candy when there are pink clouds. So they lied to us and set us up to fail. So there's that. You know, I'm so curious if anybody else from that class remembers that. Sure they do if I do. Anyway, it's just a little funny to share. I'm one of those that hated school. I never did like school. But it always, to me, depends on your experiences. So, some of my experiences were not great. So I know this is random, but one year we had I mentioned before, we had a tornado come through. And a lot of people had damage, but there was a house on this lot here. And I'm pretty sure it was that tornado. It took that house out, because I know some had a fire, and then somebody or several people lost their homes, like completely, to where they couldn't be rebuilt. But sorry guys, there was a road icky. So okay, so yeah, so some of them had to completely rebuild, and there was one close behind too that I think they did rebuild. So earlier when I walked by here, there was a clan of cows standing there watching me. I wish they were still there. It's so funny. But okay, also, yeah, I was gonna say, we had a bad winter storm come and didn't have electricity for, I don't know, several days at least. And one night, we were trying to sleep, and you only had heat by what you wore, blankets, or like if you had gas in the house. Well, so I was trying to sleep, and I heard this pop. And so I woke up. I don't even know, maybe I wasn't even asleep, but anyway, and looked out the window, and it just kept happening. I kept hearing pop, 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 pop. And then I saw between some trees that there was a fire. And I said, oh my word. So I woke the husband up. I said, somebody's house is on fire. So he couldn't get through to emergency because everybody else had already thankfully called. And so all I do know is that house was completely destroyed and everything in it. But everybody that lived in it was okay. Which is really all that matters at the end of the day. Although that is a horrible, tragic, traumatizing situation for anybody to go through. But I always think about those things because you just never know. And it could happen to anyone. But basically, I think they had some kind of a gas stove. Maybe wood burning. I don't remember exactly. Maybe, I think I want to say an ember might have got out, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's super sad. I mean, you want some sad stories, just come here. This will help you out. But you know what? It does make you realize and be incredibly more thankful and grateful than you already are. Alright friends, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I hope you enjoyed if you did watch. Thank you so much. Love you friends, and until the next one, have a blessed day. Bye!